Okay, we're here with Alan Richardson after a defeat against Middlesex. Alan, what's your overall reaction to that?
As per usual with any defeat, real disappointment and frustration. I think a little bit around the performance as well. Don't think we've competed as well as we can for the duration of the game. There's been moments, but ultimately in a 4-day game of cricket you have to do it for longer than we have done really.
Won the toss, bowled really well on the first morning, only got that one wicket before lunch. Do you think maybe that is almost where the game started to get away?
Not necessarily, because I think we, as you said, we bowled really well. So we kept them under control. I think Middlesex applied themselves really well. Sam Robson, Max Holden and Lewis Deploy played very well and applied themselves very well. Didn't let scoreboard pressure get to them. Played what was in front of them and got themselves in a position where they could get a first innings total. I think, like you said, I think we bowled pretty well in that first session. And then from then on in patches on day one, but to get a side like Middlesex, if you win the toss and bowl, you would hope that you'd bowl them out in that first day and give yourself certainly a bit of a hold in the game, and they probably just scored a few too many in that first innings.
It felt like every time it looked like they might get away from you, somebody did something, somebody had a little partnership or somebody played well, and you just hung in there all the way through the game.
Yeah, but we were hanging in, and that's not good enough to win a game of cricket. You can do it for a while, and you might be able to then salvage something. Like you might be able to get a win from there or a draw, but more often than not, you are struggling. So I think, fair play to Middlesex. I think they played really well. The wicket, I think, was a pretty good wicket. Thought it was going to be quite slow throughout, but it quickened up and ended up turning as well, which is a bit of a surprise for us. But then we have to handle that and whatever's put in front of us. So I think fair play to Middlesex. They did the basics of the game for longer than us, which is the disappointing thing for us.
You mentioned that it ended up turning. Did you regret not having a spinner?
Difficult to say, really. Yeah, you look at it, but I think history's told us over the last couple of years that that's not necessarily been the case. So the wicket didn't quite pan out as we thought. We had some challenges leading into the game with Stephen because we had 2 Lions games here, and then it rained heavily the day before, so plenty of moisture in the wicket. Felt like it would assist the seamers a little bit. We thought it would be quite slow, and probably did that on the first day, and then changed in nature quite dramatically, I think, throughout that. So ended up being a lot drier and obviously assisting the spin a little bit. Some nice footholds for him to work with at times as well. So, like I say, fair play to Middlesex and something that we have to make sure that we're better at next week.
I know you're always going to look for positives. Before we come to that, are there any areas that you particularly think you need to improve on?
I think doing the basics. Let's not try and reinvent the wheel, Frank. I think let's do the basics for longer. That means being able to bat for longer. That means being able to create pressure for longer with the ball. That means holding on to our chances and fielding better. Feel like we've been slightly immature in and around how we've gone about things in this game. So I think that's a disappointment for us. I think we need to make sure that we are completely focused in what we're trying to do. And I think at times we probably got distracted from that. So that's a disappointment. I think certainly the way that we were in the field yesterday at times was not a reflection of how we should be. And if we want to compete in Division 2 and be a Division 1 side, then we need to be far better at that.
One positive, without a doubt, is Ben Allison's first game of red ball cricket. He's got 6 wickets and a career best with the bat. Good start for him, really, to the season. I
think Ben's been incredibly frustrated throughout the season so far, obviously with the injury then, and then being in the T20 squad and not getting selected. So, but we always knew that he'd get some opportunities throughout, and he didn't want to start his season in the middle of the June, but he has. I thought throughout he bowled pretty well. There were some patches of some really nice stuff and created chances to take 6 wickets. Then obviously he applied himself today. I thought he played really well. We just needed to build in and around that as much as possible. So it was really nice to have Ben back on the park. And I'm sure, despite the result, he's enjoyed his contribution, which is nice. But he'd always rather be on a winning side, no doubt.
You're back again on Friday, so you haven't got much time to sort of regroup. What's the process now? Do you sit down with the coaches and analyse what went wrong, or do you just think, well, the lads have got enough experience to know how to cope with that? How does it go?
The usual is that we continually debrief throughout the game, and then as a group we'll go up in the changing rooms now and have a discussion about that. As coaches, we've spoken, but it's really important for the players to have their their say, and we can go through that as much as possible to make sure that we're in a better place for Friday. You know, we've got, you know, tomorrow will be a day off, and then we'll train for a couple of days, and then we're back in on Friday, and that can, you know, be a good thing because it's an opportunity for us to get back on it. But we have to make sure that we address the things that we need to make sure we have a better chance on Friday.
This is Mike the plasterer. He needs a trusted supplier for his materials and tools. Mike needs Profile Store. With an easy-to-use website, you can check stock online, order it and collect it within the hour. Profile Store offer free delivery over £125 and fast overnight shipping. With over 2,000 products in stock, they're sure to have what you need. So get yourself down to the trade counter in Kidderminster today. Get the job done with profilestore.co.uk.